This map ain't big enough for the two of us, Solver. Only one of us can come out of this unglued. Then let's settle this, once and for all. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I summon the McConnell.
What the?
Glue.
Glue Gunner. It's a simple monkey that has donned a tank and hose to spray nearby balloons with sticky blobs of glue. The glue blobs can coat one balloon, and it cuts the balloon's movement speed in half for 11 seconds. Simple, yet extremely effective when upgraded. Like the Dart Monkey, you can get one for free at the start of each game, and it can be a nice alternative if you can already afford your hero from round 1. While the Glue Gunner hasn't had a perfect track record, the big glue rework in January and large buffs to each path has made the Glue Gunner an absolute beast of a support tower. Each path specialises in their own type of stalling and come with their own set of abilities that are extremely powerful given their low price point. Top Path is excellent for cleaning up ceramics and smaller Moabs. Middle Path specialises in Pierce and makes all balloons on screen take more damage and remove all lead immunities. And Bottom Path makes all balloons and non-bad blimps come to a screeching halt with a combination of strong glue and constant stuns. Just whatever you do, don't mix glues unless you know what you're doing. Some upgrades in the top and bottom path are renowned for overpowering each other's effects, so it's best to keep their distance, or only having one path present at any given time. Remember, this is just my opinion, and not everything I say is objectively correct. But you already know that, so let's get right into it. The top path shares a lot in common with our favourite pyromaniac mercenary. They are covered head to toe in a protective suit, deal devastating damage in a short range, and don't question the numerous war crimes they commit. What's not to love about this cute little guy? The main gimmick of this path is that it ditches its supportive roots to apply a damage over time effect that rapidly increases in intensity with upgrades. Firstly, we have Glue Soak. While not much on the surface, this upgrade allows glue to transcend layers without the Glue Gunner needing to reapply their glue after each pop. Simple, but unlocks the true potential of this path. Corrosive Glue adds a weak damage over time effect that slowly melts a few layers off a balloon. The glue lasts long enough to fully pop a pink balloon, but it can be improved depending on cross-pathing. Next, we have the Balloon Dissolver. At the grand cost of 2,500 on medium, it now coats balloons in Nickelodeon slime that gives balloons an acid trip until they melt away. The Dissolver comes with 1 extra pierce and a small bonus to ceramics, but the recently fasterized dissolvification rate really drives this upgrade home as a decent early to mid-game cleanup tower. Balloon Liquefier improves on the previous upgrade by greatly increasing its own attack speed and acid corrosion rate against balloons and ceramics. This upgrade also creates puddles on the track from every popped balloon. These puddles pursue and damage incoming balloons like hot singles in your area, but they can't see balloons that have bought a VPN. Anyways, these puddles deal 1 damage and have 3 pierce, but again, they can be improved through cross-pathing. While I tend to leave out most boring monkey knowledge, Cheaper Solutions is worthy of a shout out since it provides a massive discount to this upgrade when enabled. And to end off this path, we have the Balloon Solver. On top of removing a fear of the walls speaking French, its acid deals more damage to ceramics and gains a large damage bonus against Moabs. The Solver also triples its own attack speed and changes its main attack to a twin splattered burst that can collectively coat 12 balloons. The leftover blobs get a whole lot better now too, dealing 20 damage instead of 1. All of these upgrades combined make the glue gunner a formidable late game cleanup tower that can liquefy any balloon below a BFB. Now, cross-pathing. For most towers there's often a clear-cut cross-path that is better in more situations than the other. But for top path glue, there is no such good cross-path, just side grades. During chimps and other cache restrictive game modes, I would recommend going with the middle cross-path. The bulk extra pierce it provides is almost necessary for beating Route 63 without upgrading to Solver, and unlocking the splatter-based attack pattern early for the balloon liquefier is a nice added touch. However, the extra pierce isn't needed for the balloon solver, and there are plenty of other ways of clearing 63 without top path glue. But for most other situations, I recommend cross-pathing with the bottom path. The extra glue duration helps melt down Moabs while they're out of range, and stronger glue makes ceramics want to Alt F4.
Rage quit!
But the lack of extra pierce does hurt the dissolver and liquefier mid-game, and both these upgrades are mostly redundant on shorter maps. With all that in mind, top path glue is the solution to any balloon problem you may have. It's cheap, reliable, and usable in a wide variety of maps. Just give them an Elk buff, 320 village, and a reliable Moa popper, and you have one of the strongest combos that can clear Unpoppable and chimps on most maps.
Glue, 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 glue.
Anyways, Millpath Glue trades off a strong base attack for a global ability that can coat the entire screen in a weakening glue. While I understand ability-based monkeys aren't everyone's cup of tea, the ability's effective uptime is rather high, and it's a lot cheaper compared to the other tier 5 glue gunners. And the fact that the ability has infinite pierce makes it extremely potent during free play and boss events where there are often too many balloons for the glue gunner to soak with its base attack. Starting with bigger blobs, it increases the glue gunner's pierce by 1, which is pretty neat given that it's one of the cheapest upgrades in the game. Glue Splatter changes the glue gunner's projectiles from piercing blobs to explosive glue balls that can coat up to 6 nearby balloons on impact. While it costs a lot more than the previous upgrade, Glue Splatter significantly improves the glue gunner's consistency, and it's often hard to pass up unless you're on a really tight budget. Glue Hose builds on the previous upgrade by tripling its own attack speed. It's a decent ceramic staller when combined with the bottom crosspath, but it doesn't provide much utility beyond that. Glue Strike has the same primary attacks as the previous tier, but it gains an ability to drop a hot load of glue on all balloons currently on screen. The ability glue makes all affected balloons and blimps take 2 extra damage, and it temporarily strips the lead properties off leads and DDTs. Glue Storm changes back into his OG orange suit, along with adding an extra tank and 4 small hoses for extra glue application. While active, Glue Storm rains down shed loads of glue, constantly reapplying itself to all balloons and blimps on screen for 20 seconds. The glue has the same effects as the Glue Strike's ability, but it comes with an extra 25% balloon slowdown, which is extremely helpful against ceramics. What's good about both abilities is that they can glue camo balloons and DDTs without camo detection, and Glue Storm can have 100% uptime with the assistance of a couple support towers. With the ability now being able to glue mob class balloons without corrosive glue, crosspathing has a lot more nuance to it. The top crosspath allows the glue gunner's base and ability glue to soak through all non-blimp layers, while also applying a corrosion damage over time effect. Credit where credit due, corrosive glue with a damage bonus does allow the ability to take out ceramic rush waves, but the extra damage is extremely weak against super ceramics and Moabs, which makes up 99% of the late game. While the bottom crosspath increases the duration of the base and ability glue, and increases its slowdown against non-blimp balloons. The extra duration and slowdown are useful for crippling ceramics. However, Glue Storm makes these upgrades mostly redundant due to their high uptime. Personally, I'll go with the bottom cross path for its reliable ceramic slowdown. But the top cross path is still good if you're lacking crowd control options, or you're completing that one daily challenge with camo regrow ceramics. With good crowd control, high cross pathing potential, and infinite pierce, Gluestorm provides a lot of support at a low price. But the inconsistency of Glue Strike and lack of Moab stalling does hold it back at times from being useful with every tower type.
Glue, 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 glue.
Let's just move on. While the top and middle paths focus on improving your overall damage, the bottom path specialises in increasing the strength of its glue against balloons, and eventually, Moabs. As hinted by the other paths, stickier glue increases the duration of the glue gunner's glue, and stronger glue makes regular balloons move at 25% of their base speed instead of 50%. Upgrading to Moab glue, it gives the glue gunner the ability to glue Moabs. Shocking, I know. However, the slowdown amount is decreased and only lasts half as long compared to regular balloons. Relentless glue gives more of the same, but when the glue balloon pops, it stuns up to 6 nearby balloons that aren't one of these. The stun duration varies depending on the class of the balloon, but what really matters is that it screws with DDTs. Haha, not so fast are you now, boy? I really should stop doing that. But for how cheap it is, Relentless provides so much utility against many mid to late game threats. Very hard upgrade to pass up on when playing Impoppable and Chimps. And to wrap up the glue gunner, we have Super Glue. The base slowdown of the glue is increased so much that most balloons are locked in place upon being glued. Like, you know, Super Glue. But to keep the upgrade from being overpowered, it has an increasingly reduced effect on BFBs and above, along with doing a bit of Moab damage with each application. On top of the usual stunnable targets, Super Glue can now stun BFBs and ZOMGs, and glue can be reapplied to the same balloon to refresh its duration. This upgrade also increases the glue gunner's base pierce by 6. The only true weakness of this upgrade is that it's often redundant to purchase, and it does absolutely nothing against bads and bosses. However, Super Glue is still a very strong upgrade when paired with a high burst damage tower like a SAR or Anti-Balloon. Just be wary with the use of Super Glue with other glue gunners. To apply its effect, it essentially purges all other glue effects, so it's often better to use this glue gunner alone, or well spaced from your other glue gunners. Bottom path glue has the most straightforward cross-pathing choice. In most cases, the extra pierce provided by the middle path is a lot better than glue soak and a weak corrosion effect. But to give the top cross-path credit, it does have a lot of self-synergy against small balloons since it creates an infinite chain of pops and stuns. But its slow pierce does shut it down very quickly. Overall, bottom path glue is very strong for what it is. The combination of strong glue with stuns is universally helpful for most mid to late game runs, and it buys your monkeys a lot of time to pop tougher balloons without extra investment into stronger defences. Glue Gunner is just one of those towers that you cannot go wrong with. They provide so much power for an insanely low cost, and having an awesome pet gives it brownie points despite its annoying high-pitched squeak. But that's all I really have to say. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.